Good morning, everybody. I'm Colette the Highway Stitcher, and I'm ready to do another category WIP parade. I'm on day 4 of working through the categories of WIPs that I have. Today I'm going to combine two categories because both of them are rather smaller ones. So the ones today will be like kits, pamphlets, classics. One very interesting and surprising one in here that none of you have ever seen before. So I'm adding it to my WIPs. So I'll explain that in a bit. And then I guess you would call it kind of more Quakerish motif type of patterns. Because to me, they're still kind of separate, a separate category. So that's what these two are going to be. So I'm going to start out right now with, let me see, I think I'll start out with the Quaker type of classic patterns. These ones, there's some in here that are like very, very old, and a couple of them off their online patterns. So I'm hoping that I can find, I'm hoping I have them saved somewhere, because I was even thinking about that. I have a handful of patterns, one or two I've gone through already with my WIP parade, that I'm hoping I can still find them, that I have them saved online. If I don't, then I'll have to end up buying them again, which I'm not looking forward to doing that too much. So I'm hoping I still got them. Okay, this first one that I'm pulling out is one I do for Stitch Mania every year. So I do work on this one every year, do a little bit of work on it. But it's a work in progress. It's a panoply of posies. And I am kind of trying to do some redesigning in this one. And so sometimes I try different things and then I'm not happy with them. And then so I rip it out and I try something else. So any of you who watched my Stitch Mania over the years know about this piece. So it's on Vintage Country Mocha. And I am using a combination, trying to find the, I know that the threads are in here. Here we go. I'm using a combination of overdyes for it in like a prim type of red, white, and blue color. So I have dungarees for one of them, cranberry for another. So these are all like overdyes. Cherry bark for another, blacksmith blue, and like a bamboo. So, and those colors I'm combining to work to do this prim patriotic stitch on Vintage Country Mocha 32 count linen. And that shows it, let me see, about there, shows it pretty much the correct color. And the reason why I'm doing this in like a patriotic is because of the fact that up there at the top, the letters in that are capital are DAR, Daughters of the American Revolution, which is a lineage group that I belong to from having ancestors in the Revolutionary War. So anyway, the DAR has 3 mottos that they follow, and historic preservation, I don't even have to find it here, patriotism, historic preservation, and education. And so I've been having a friend help me, and I've been trying to do different ways of doing, like that is supposed to be the word historic. I am not happy with that. At first I thought with the way my motifs went that my letters would, my words would be nice going downward. But now I'm not so sure I like them vertical. So I'm probably going to rip this out and maybe put them horizontal. Just some ideas. So because of that, I have to keep changing. I have to see if it'll fit in amongst the other motifs. So it's kind of a work in progress. So, but it's been fun. And those colors are beautiful for like a prim type of a patriotic, I think. So that's my long convoluted story of panoply of posies. And that has been touched, like I said. I work on it every year, at least once a year. for Stitch Mania. Okay, this other one is also a Stitch Mania piece. Last year I made a big mistake in it, and I'm going to have to rip it out. And I'm not looking forward to it, so I need to just get to it and do it. This is a long dog sampler. Count your blessings. I have long dogs in amongst these Quakers because, to me, they kind of lend themselves to that category. This is a really old long dog pattern. I started this back in 2018. I'm working on a 30, maybe a 28 count. Yes, it is. It's a 28 count antique white. And this is what I've stitched on it so far. Using over-dyed threads, 2/2. I made a mistake in it the last time I stitched it, going down this way on this side here. And as you can see, because of that way the house is situated and the other motifs on it and everything, that has to be correct. So I do have to rip that out and redo it, because I can't fudge on this really. So anyway, that's kind of what has to be done on this one to get it up to speed. So I will have a couple more long dog sampler pieces in here also, along with the other Quaker ones. So this next one is a really old long dog sampler. It's called St. George's. And I actually had a viewer ask me if I had finished this. And I actually thought I had. And then I went through my my WIPs and realized that I had not finished it. I had finished it, but not the back stitching that needs to go in it. So it needs to be worked on. This is Long Dog St. George's. I'm doing a 2/2 on 28 count. Started this one probably way back in 2016. That's sad. As you can see, some of the back stitching is done on it, but not all of it. So I need to get a move on and get the rest of that back stitching to help this pop out and get this done. So it's on kind of a it's on a Picture This Plus mint green. Not sure on the actual color of it, but it is a mint green. I don't remember the actual name. And the threads I'm using are these Threadworks. It's a Threadworks one that's kind of variegated, as you can see. So real pretty. So yes, I have not totally finished it yet. So need to get this old one off the WIPs. Okay, what is this next one here? Oh, this is another really old one. This is back when Linen and Threads did their yearly, they might still do it, but I just have not kept up on it. But they called it Linen and Threads instead of Fox and Rabbit. Well, I mean, it's both, but back at this time, this was like the 2019 Linen and Threads sampler, mystery sampler. I started up real well on this one and then got behind and totally forgot about it. This is again one that I hope I have saved somewhere. If I don't, you know, that's going to be doing some searching. I'm working with I decided to use one color, DMC 3765. And actually, I must like this color because this is a color I used for my 50th anniversary wedding piece too. It was one of the colors I used for it. And this is what I had done on a cream. This is Ivory Jobelin 28 count, 2/2. So there it is. I did a few of the blocks and the peacock. And actually, this is probably the only Linen and Threads Mystery Sal that I did not complete. I did 3 of the other ones and I did complete them, and they're just so gorgeous, so pretty. Okay, here's another Quakery one. I like this one. This one is called Cross Stitch Fun by Kesslins. Again, I'm using just one color. I'm using a sulky 12 weight cotton in this color. And I'm stitching it on Vintage Stormy Night, which is the Zweigart fabric that is printed on one side and not the other. And I'm doing 1 over 1 25 count full cross. And this is what I've done so far. I think it looks pretty on, this is like a slightly mottled fabric with just the one color of the silky thread. So, yes, I do like this a lot. It's so pretty. So that's another Quakery type that I got. Okay, this one I started up Pam and Just Keep Stitching. Started this Sal. I have not kept up on it, but I do like it. Do want to get back to it. It's Praiseworthy Stitches. Simple Gifts, Courage. I do not remember the color of my fabric. It's probably the called for color, but I don't remember. But I am using sulky thread in this color right here. Real pretty red. And this is what I've done so far. I think it looks really nice with that one color and this particular fabric, which is kind of a peachy apricot. So pretty. And then my last Quakerish type is or long dog is another long dog, which has been sitting languishing too. I do love it though. And this is Pandemic. I'm using a Mrs. Seda silk in this real pretty darling color. As you can see, I won't take it out of the plastic, but that's kind of a good representation. It has some greens, variegated greens and blues in it. Just a beautiful, beautiful silk. And this is what it looks like so far with that green and blue variegated silk. And this is on just a Lugana, a white Lugana. Those colors are just so beautiful. They don't even show how beautiful they are on this. I mean, you have to see them in person. They're just gorgeous. And this is a 25 count, and I'm doing it 1 over 1. Otherwise, this would be a monster. If I was doing that 2 over 2, it would be a real big piece of fabric I'd have to use. So those are my Quakerish patterns. So now I'm going to move on to my kits and pamphlets, classics, ones like that. So I have maybe about the same amount as I have the Quaker ones, about 6, 7 here. The first one I've got, oops, instead of opening it, I shut it. First one I have here is Riolas. It's the Riolas Hedgehogs. Look at those little hedgies. They're so cute. I am stitching this on the called for fabric, which was a white with the Riolas threads, which are a wool type of a thread. So did no changing out. I have a little hedgehog needle minder on it, and this is a little bit I did. And the hedgehog is the right way on it, so that I know that this is actually kind of one of the mushrooms that's underneath. If you look, it's right. I started in the middle, and it's like this little area right here. So by having the hedgie there, it makes me know that that's the right way up on the pattern. Because, of course, I haven't gotten to the cute little hedgies yet. Okay. Okay, oops, I didn't get the threads back in. That would not have been good. Okay, this next one was one that I was doing pretty well keeping up on, and then I got involved in Christmas stockings. Not that I'm not happy that I got involved in Christmas stockings. I've really had fun. My one finished for myself. I love it. I'm working on the next one for my husband. I love that one. But it took away my time that I was working on this one, unfortunately. But be that as it may, I do have some work done on this. This is the Gold Collection, Lost and No More. The artwork's by Greg Olson, and it's a gold dimension kit. I'm also doing this on the fabric that came with it and all of the floss that came with it. And this is what I got done until I got squirreled away to working on Christmas stockings on Sunday. So it's all your fault, Amy. No. Actually, I love the Christmas stockings, and I love this. It's just hard to choose. So anyway, did a little bit of back stitching in it, I think, the last time that I worked on it. Did a little work over here, and that was it. Then it got set aside. So. Oh, both of these are on Ada. I didn't mention that. And I didn't change out the fabric. They're on Ada. This one is on a 16 count. Oh man. I know it said the color of it somewhere. But I think I would have to search through here too much to find out what it is. So yeah, I'd have to search through too much. But it's kind of a brownish, tannish color. And so far on these that I've been showing you, I've been stitching with what came with the kit. Okay, this next one I started with Huga Stitcher. She had a dragon cell because it's the year of the dragon this year. So this one was worked on this year. I had been wanting to start this Teresa Wentzler storyteller that I have. The Storyteller Dragon. And so it was a prime opportunity since she was doing a dragon cell for the year of the dragon. This one I did swap out the colors. I mean the color of fabric. But and I'm looking around here and I cannot find the floss with it. Okay, that might be that actual hanging floss that I had in the other room. You know how it is when you leave floss somewhere and then you don't put it back in where it's supposed to go, and that must be what that floss is for. So now I know. Anyway, this is what I accomplished so far in it. Just one little square up there on the left hand side, and here's a little dragon that came with it. So, I mean, it didn't come with it actually. I got this from Amy. She's been making little needle minders that are really cute. So now I'm more concerned. I'm hoping I can find that floss, which floss it goes with. Oh, at least this is getting me to like what would you call it? Like, I don't just get off on one thing. I mean, I start thinking, okay, I have all this stuff that I need to make sure it's in the right parts and everything. And I had wondered what that was sitting there for the longest time. So now I know. Now I know. So I'm going to put this aside so I can make sure that I can go find that. Okay, this is another Reolus. This is a rooster. I'm doing this one for Chris. Here's some of the colors, see pretty colors that go with it. I'm working on it on the actual fabric, kind of a light or kind of a cream colored fabric that came with it. And also put my needle in there so I would remember which way was up when I started it, because I started in the middle. And started right about here, where this is, as well as some of the gray, because that's amazing. I thought that was more like a cream and a white, but actually it's kind of more like a gray and a white. So right in the middle of his chest. Okay, this next one has been worked on several times this year. This is my next Christmas stocking that I'm working on. It's also a gold dimensions kit. It's called Santa's Flight Stocking. I am using the called for fabric that came with it and the floss. Here's all the floss. This is kind of how I've been doing my kits lately. The ones that I've been kitting up like more recently. There's a light blue, it doesn't show it on the front here too, but I know this is kind of like a light, it doesn't tell what fabric, but I'm pretty sure this is a light blue 16 count Aida, like what I was using for my own Christmas stocking with the birds, with the ornaments, the enchanted ornaments one. So I'm pushing Grinch over, since this is something I work on a lot. And this is what I've done so far. Probably the last time I worked on it, I worked on this part here, because I've been trying to keep up on the back stitch as I go. So I know Santa was kind of done first, because I've done most of the back stitch here. I changed out the color of his gloves. I was not happy with the fact that there were green gloves there. Maybe the reason why there are is to kind of like, coordinate with this, but I just didn't like that idea. I don't know, just didn't like it. So I changed his gloves to the shades of red that his coat is. I'm still going to use the green for the sled though. So anyway, I'm glad to have his face in. The face is always fun to have in. So anyway, that's my next stocking that I'm working on. And now I can put this aside, and actually this is like a seasonal piece, and I have my seasonal section of my category WIPs, my WIP categories that I'm doing, but since this was also a kit, I felt it needed to be in the kit category too. So, okay, this last piece is a surprise piece that I found. It's a probably ever since, when I was young, I did some cross stitching. When I was first married, I also did some cross stitching a little bit. And then I stopped for years, raising the kids, stuff like that. And then I saw this pattern, Paula Vaughn pattern. And let me see here if I've got, actually, I'm going to see if I can find the actual book and show you what the picture looks like. Because I still have my Paula Vaughn cross stitch books, this best of and best of book 2, because I do like Paula Vaughn, the Paula Vaughn cross stitch. While I'm looking for this, and I'm pretty sure the book 1 is the one that it's in, I started this piece back in probably 2004. No, wait, three or four, something like that. Um, just bought some Ada, kind of a cream colored Ada, and decided that I wanted to start doing some stitching. I had been doing some crocheting, some knitting, other stuff, been learning some different crafts, and so I just wanted to take up my stitching again. And so I saw this pattern and I thought, I'm going to do this pattern and I'm going to do it twice and I'm going to, and I'm going to give one to each one of my daughters when they get married. Oh, yes, right. So who knows? This got put away years ago. The funny story about how it got put away and never got worked on again is because of some good friends in Southern California. What happened was they're good friends now, but at the time it was the first time I met them. Um, there was the internet had just had become more. People were meeting on the internet. Groups were starting. If anybody remembers back then, there were groups online that were called Yahoo groups, and you could post whatever you were working on. You could decide to get together for a get together. So anyway, one of the persons who was the admin for the group decided that, let's get together since we're from Southern California. It's not like we're secret stitchers here. We need to get together and do some stitching together. So I thought, how neat. I will bring this piece, and this is what it looks like finished. I will bring my Paula Vaughn piece there. And man, oh man, I'm much better at getting things worked on if I have like a group that meets at least once a month, or every week's great, even greater. But I get a lot of stuff done if I have groups I meet with and everything. And I thought, this is perfect. So I brought this piece, and the admin was there along with the other admin and some other people. I got to meet all these people. It was really fun. And then they start pulling out linen, and they start pulling out all these new patterns and all these different patterns because things were beginning to get more vibrant in the cross stitch community. And then they were saying, you should try it on linen. You should do this. You should do that. And squirrel, off I went. This piece got set aside and didn't get picked up when it should have. It's like that's when it should have got picked up, and it did not get picked up. So again, no work was done on it. Oh my goodness gracious. So this is what's been done. It's 1/4 of the piece. I found it in one of my drawers stuffed away somewhere. It's my oldest living WIP. And I'm showing it to all you guys now to keep me accountable to work on it some more. So as you can see from that, that's like the bottom part of her wedding dress. And right up there too, some of the mirror. You can see some of the mirror there. And some of her flowers down on the ground. And when I'm holding it back here, it is so cool looking. I really do like it still, and I want to work on it. And I was afraid that I had actually lost this, thrown it away. I didn't know where it was, and so, was really happy that I found it. So extremely happy. So anyway, that is my oldest living WIP. It is a kit. I mean, not per se, but it's like a pamphlet, like the booklet, for Best of Paula Vaughn. And so I do want to work on this and eventually get it finished. It's basically a full coverage, so it's going to take some time finishing it, and it's a big full coverage too. So I think it was like 14 by 20 something, so it's not small. But I'm excited to find it again and do want to work on it. So anyway, that's my category WIPs of today. My kits, pamphlets, classics, and my Quakers. So anyway, tomorrow I'll move on, possibly to ladies. I think I want to do the ladies. And then my final category WIPs will be seasonal pieces. So anyway, glad to have you. If you've been joining me during these category WIP parades, I'm grateful for that. Grateful for those who subscribe and who follow my videos. So anyway, this has been fun for me, and it's been doable. So I've been enjoying it. So anyway, I will see you again soon, and you guys all have a great stitching season here during the holidays. Bye bye.